Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin Cash. On the Bitcoin Cash chart, the price got rejected at the golden ratio. Here, the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. I currently count this as a wave 1 to the downside, wave 2 to the upside. This is resistance, ranges all the way up to $287.30. So it could still push a little higher, but can you see it's actually quite an aggressive rejection there, and then this looks like a mini bear flag. I mean, it's not very clear, it's very small time frame, but yeah, I'm tracking this trend line here. I guess when that trend line breaks, it can take us down lower, and then it will need to be determined if this is already the third wave, which in my opinion will be confirmed as soon as we break below. Well, first of all, a break below that B wave low will be helpful at $182.50. If that breaks, then we have additional confirmation that we're heading below the down in the third wave. And then the break below the wave 1 low will really be the confirmation level, yeah, $164.40. Until then, I mean, as long as it's above the trend line, of course, it can follow that trend line. It's actually a bit of a price channel that's moving here, so you could just add a parallel trend line and we've got a channel. But I think the lower trend line here is more important because it will indicate, if broken, that this short-term uptrend seems to be over. Problem with this chart is that the move down was in 3 waves, okay? The move down was in 3 waves. The move up seems to be in 3 waves. So we've got a bit of a problem there. And I cannot rule out that this is still going to push higher eventually. Remember what we talked about before, that the 50% fib level really is the critical support. It was broken, but it didn't sustain below it. But because the move up is also corrective and the entire structure here is just corrective, we only have 3 waves up. I'm very skeptical about further upside, but obviously cannot rule it out, especially because the move down off the highs was just in 3 waves. Had that been a clear 5-wave move, it would be more clearly bearish. But I explained to you in previous videos as well, we have 3 waves down, we have 3 waves up. So it's rather neutral, but I do not trust, you know, context is very important. I do not trust this overall 3-wave move. Now, what could happen in a more bullish interpretation, but that remains to be proven, right? That remains to be proven, that this here was a wave 1, this was a wave 2, this was a wave 3, and the wave 4 is unfolding as a triangle before we push higher in a 5th wave. In this scenario, however, I need more price data to confirm that, okay? So a triangle would need 5 waves. I only have 2. If we label a triangle, we would need this as an A wave. This would be a B wave now. Resistance should still sort of apply here. Then we would get a higher low. If the next move down is in 3 waves and it's a higher low, then I think we have additional evidence that a triangle is unfolding, then another lower high and a higher low. And then we get sort of this contracting triangle shape here. And then we can eventually look for a breakout to the upside. But it would first of all give us some more evidence for that, okay? So we definitely have no impulse to the upside of the lows. We have no impulse down. So it kind of indicates, yeah, we could be moving in a triangle, but I just don't have enough evidence for that. And therefore it remains to be seen, and we just need that. If we see more waves and it's just trending sideways, then we will definitely consider that. Until then, I'm just highlighting the resistance area here. The price got rejected already. If this really is an ABC structure to the upside in wave 2, the price should trend a bit higher. Could at least do that, yeah, it could at least do that. If we get 5 waves up here, in the C wave, then at least the C wave is complete. At the moment, I really only have 3 waves up. So technically, actually, it would be a WXY structure. So I definitely would allow it to go higher, especially as long as it's above the trend line. So the trend line really is critical, I think, short term. You need to understand that as long as we're obviously above a trend line, the trend isn't broken. So I need to consider here that we get a move above $255.40, and then the next resistance level would be $287. Then from there, at the latest, I would expect a rejection in the current wave count. If that doesn't happen, that's our signal that something more bullish might happen. Because in a wave 2, we don't want the price to get above or beyond the 78.6 retracement level, really. Okay, so that's very, very important. But yeah, very neutral sort of up here because it's just moving sideways. But looking at the bigger picture, just the context, which is so important, indicates nothing really bullish here. I mean, it's been making lower lows, lower highs, and it's sort of just a little bit trendless. The problem is, that's the main problem about this chart, that we didn't get 5 waves into the 2021 highs. This here is a 3-wave move. Whatever the chart history before that is, this here was just a 3-wave move. So obviously, you know, huge triangle could play out. It just is a low probabilities chart, okay? But what I can tell you, and that is what I highlighted over the last few weeks, that $182 is bullish support. So you see how relevant it was. And against that level, I mean, if you're looking for long positions, I mean, see, that's the key bullish support level to use, in my opinion. But now that we are moving into resistance, which was the projected target for the wave 2, we are now watching for resistance levels and rejections. And if we then see a break below the trend line, that would be a start, a first indication that this third wave to the downside is starting. There is not much more to add. Price action is really slow at the moment everywhere. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.